Hello Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. These are your messages for December. I'm so sorry they're up so late. Let's get started. So the very first card that I have coming up for you as your underlying energy is the Five of Swords. Okay. Probably the most difficult card that comes up in this spread, but it's an underlying energy. So this is, when this card comes up, I mean, it's a 5, right? So 5s, I always call them the agents of chaos. And the reason I say that is I do believe in that, every great change is preceded by chaos. That's when things are all up in the air. That's what gets us to change, to transform, because we don't like the situation or we don't like the energies the way they are. The Five of Swords is kind of a ruthless energy because it's like, it's a victory card, yes, but it's a victory that costs us. So it's like, what are you willing to risk to get what you want? That's what the question is here. What is it worth to you? That's why it can come across as a bit of a ruthless energy sometimes. Like, I always see in this that, this guy, he's taken these swords, and he's obviously had a fight with these two guys at the back. Maybe they were friends once, but he wanted the sword so badly he was willing to sacrifice the friendship for the swords. So now everyone's kind of lost out. They've lost the swords, he's lost his friends, but they still have each other at the back. But so there can be that sense. I do feel, especially the way it's been coming up in these readings, this is, I think it's the second or third time it's come up in this batch of readings, this can be some truth. When we want to know some truth or we want to speak some truth. And it's like, what is it worth to us? What is it worth in getting that out? Because especially a sign like you, Scorpio, you guys can be a little bit inscrutable sometimes, right? Where you won't always say, fully declare what it is that's going on. Or maybe sometimes you know yourself like what's going on with someone else. But it's like saying it out loud, saying that, look, I know just because I haven't said anything doesn't mean that I don't know what you're doing. So there can be a sense of truth because swords are always about our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, how we communicate them. Can be communication here. So I am getting the sense, and the reason I'm kind of going on about the communication angle, which I don't always do with the Five of Swords, is because we have the Page of Cups coming up at the heart of your reading. Just be careful with that Five of Swords there. We are in a Mercury retrograde. Mercury will be retrograde until the 3rd week of December. So there can be a sense of misunderstanding. Sometimes we think we're being very clear and explaining what's going on. We really want to get our truth out there, or someone else expresses their truth to us and we're like, this is madness. You don't fully comprehend what they're trying to say. So there can be misunderstandings, especially during a Mercury retrograde when the Five of Swords shows up. And the reason I'm talking about that, pages can be messengers. And we have the Page of Cups here. So this could be a message of love. This could be an offer of love even. But the main thing of this is when we have some emotion and it's time to express it. Like he's handing that cup forward, right? And there's something in the cup. There was a seahorse here. Usually there's a little fish. And it's like that, whatever's in the cup needs to be grown, needs to be nurtured. It's at its beginning stage of, manifesting whatever that emotion is. And it's the declaration of that and telling someone else how you feel. So it's a general reading. So obviously that can apply to if you're happy about something, unhappy about something at work. There is a kind of love angle that's coming in here. So I'll kind of go in that direction, but please apply the energies as they apply to you. It does, the question mark here with those first two cards, the Five of Swords and the Page of Cups, it seems to be on expressing an emotion, and either you or someone that you're dealing with, because there are two court cards that come up here, so there could be someone else in this. This could be their energies. Expressing how you feel, but what's going to happen from that? And it feels like somebody really wants to express how they're feeling, but somebody else is like, it's that thing of, I don't know the truth, I just want to know the truth. So there could be misunderstandings around emotions and the communication of those emotions. Now, I think it's something new, or at least a new situation with someone, because we have the World card coming up. We have the World coming up as a past position. So if this is to do with an existing situation or a relationship, you would have experienced within that relationship or situation that, it feels like everything's ended. One cycle has completed in that. Doesn't mean that the situation ended, the relationship did, but whatever that karmic cycle was that you were going through, may have been difficulties, may even been a honeymoon period. This is when things get real with that Five of Swords there. That phase has ended. And now it kind of feels like you're ready to go on to something new. You're ready to begin a new cycle. That's what the question mark seems to be on here. Like, how are we progressing from this? How do we get on, begin that new cycle? Now, this is a transitional phase. And one thing I've heard a lot of Scorpios say, I do a lot of readings for Scorpios, is when is this going to end? This has been going on since, I don't know, 2012, like, you know, for the last few years. We keep getting told it's over. We keep getting told it's over. It never ends. I do feel, Scorpio, like it's been a while now. You guys are coming out of that energy that's been there since Saturn was in your sign, I think. But, you know, this is the card for Saturn as well. I feel like that's ended, but this is transitional. It doesn't just complete one night and then move on to the next. I do feel like there is new energy, because this is in the past. It's not in the present. It's in the past. So that cycle, that major life cycle has ended. A new one is beginning. But what is that new cycle like? What does it pivot on? Like, how does that begin? If that makes sense. We have the Lovers coming up for you in the present. And I think Gemini got this in exactly the same place. This is the card for Gemini. Some of you may be dealing with the Gemini. The Lovers card can speak of a choice, but what it can also speak about, I think for some of you, and I said the same thing for Gemini, we see this couple here, right? And it's a fated relationship. This is one of the soulmate cards. So, you know, a fated relationship, a situation. But this is like two people that are open with each other. They totally reveal who they are to each other. But there's still distance between them. So sometimes this can indicate a long distance relationship to me, where you're not together. Even if you live next door to each other, there's some distance between you. Do you see what I mean? Like, you're trying to cross that distance. And how do you breach this distance? How do you get closer together? By revealing who you totally are. I don't mean walk around naked. I mean, you know, showing this is me, warts and all, take it or leave it. And seeing the other person for who they truly are as well. And that only then can you make a real decision on how you want to progress. If you want to reach out across that space between them and move closer together. Now you have the Five of Swords above this, right? So it feels like whatever this decision is here, it's being based off of this. Like, you know, what is this going to cost me? Is this going to be like trouble? Is it going to be a true victory? Am I going to lose out on something here? There's a lot of these kind of questions when the Five of Swords comes up. But I think as much as we call this a choice card, I don't see it as a choice. It's saying, you know, what do you love and are you willing to go for it? And again, like the Five of Swords, right? What is this worth to you? How ruthless are you ready to be to get what you want? And it does feel like showing who you are is the way forward. Are you willing to do that? Some of you may not be. I'm not ready to be that vulnerable. This is where it kind of branches off. It's going to be different. This is very clearly, I'm going to just say this, with that Five of Swords, with the Lovers, with the Page of Cups here, this is so much about expressing how you feel to someone. That's what I'm getting here. Or someone saying it to you. Like someone may offer you their emotion, their feeling, or, you know, it doesn't even have to be. It can be just an offer that makes you very happy if it's not love. And you're trying to decide, well, do I want to do this? Does it make me feel vulnerable? Am I willing to do something with this? We do have two court cards that come up next. In the future position, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is water energy, and Pisces got this here. So you've got a bit of a mix from the other, some of the other signs. But this can be a water sign, so that would be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Coming up here, she's ready to offer a cup of love or friendship to someone. She's very loving, very nurturing energy. I always see her as that woman in love. Like, you know, there is romance and love here. So it does feel like with this coming up, making that decision to go for what you love. And look at it. We have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups here sat there. I always say this about the queens. The kings, they initiate, they go forward. They decide we're going to do this. They're like, you know, they lead. The queens, yes, they rule as well. Obviously, they're queens. But for the queens, I always think that they like to see what is available to them first. She's just not going to give her cup to you. She's going to see what you offer first. So if this is you, maybe you're waiting to see what the other person has to offer to you. Does it truly make me happy? That's this kind of energy that I'm getting around this. Now, if yes, it does truly make you happy. I mean, I think it, because what's the advice? What am I trying to say here? I got distracted by the King of Pentacles, which is the next card. I feel like it does. If this is the person that's doing the offering, and it may be an earth sign, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn for you. If it's not, this could just be his energy. This is a very stable person. Like, he can back up whatever he offers. Now, this may be you. This may be where you are. I think some of you may be, because it's the advice, right? It's the crowning energy. How do you get what you want? Some of you have been focusing on work. You have that stability now behind you. You're like the King of Pentacles. So you can love. It's reminding you that, look, you have all this stability. You've done the work. You've been getting the practical side of your life in order. So yeah, focus on the emotions now. That's what this has been about. Getting your house in order, right? So now you are like this person. For others of you, I'm getting the sense that this is the person that's doing the offering, and you're being reminded here, this is a person that's very stable. Now, the thing with the King of Pentacles, that all of the cards have a kind of lighter and darker side. He can be a little bit caught up in, the making of money, focusing. But even that, he tries to create stability and abundance for the people around him. Like, he's very good at that. He's very good. He's very stable energy. He's very loving because whatever he creates, he does it to share with the people that he loves. He's very stable. He's very stable. So if there are question marks around this, I mean, look at that spread. The Page of Cups is an offer of love, of emotion, saying how you feel. The World saying successful completion of that old karmic cycle. That's done. You guys have got one of the more powerful readings that have come up. You should have seen Virgo's reading, poor Virgos. But then you have the Lovers coming up in the present, and this is that choice now. It feels like there's a question mark over this. And it may be because you had that successful completion. You went through so much with that cycle ending. You're not, I don't know. Because the only kind of question mark here is this. What is it worth? What's it going to cost me? I want the truth. Now, sometimes we don't always get guarantees. And this can be when, I want to know what this is going to cost me first. But the thing with these two, with her especially, like, she believes in love. She's that kind of romantic. She goes with love. She knows her emotions. She knows how she feels, and she can express that to other people. And he's very stable. Pentacles are all about stability, security, support, things of value to us, our houses, our jobs, investments, savings, anything that gives us stability in our life. And he's very solid. Look how he sits there. He's very solid in what he offers. So it looks good. Some of you are moving ahead, or you have question marks about your love life. Whether you're in a relationship, or, you've got your eye on someone new, or even if there's no one around and you're thinking, I don't know if I'm ready for someone new. There could be question marks. I think for a lot of you with the Lovers in the present, there's an idea of someone. And the cards seem to be very reassuring that, there is this very solid, stable energy that's coming in. And that's the thing with the World card, as a past energy. It does kind of indicate that you've done the hard work. You've gone through that cycle. You learned your lessons from that. It's time to go again. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult getting back on that horse, right?